joining us for this session, Jitendra Shukla. We have Mr. Shubhamay Kundu and Ms. Babita Chandewal, all of them being strong practical experience in BIM, digital delivery, and infrastructure project workflows. So before the technical session begin, let me briefly introduce GKC Consultants. GKC Consultants, technology-driven consulting organization focused on digital transformation in the AEC industry. Our expertise includes 4D and 5D simulation, project management solution, digital construction workflows, training, and implementation. I'll keep it very brief, then we'll move to the main webinar session. So over the years, GKC has worked with clients across more than 20 countries and trained over 80,000 plus professionals globally. Our business focus is to provide end-to-end BIM and project management solutions. We support organizations through consulting, implementation, training, digital transformation, BIM enablement, and project workflows. So GKC Consultants is led by Dr. Chawla, who brings more than 22 plus years of experience in digital transformation, consulting, and project management. He has worked across infrastructure, industrial construction, IT, and public sector projects, and he is also a recognized speaker and mentor in public construction technologies. So at GKC Consultants, we have a dedicated team of experts specializing in BIM, project scheduling, industrial construction, and construction technologies, working collaboratively to deliver efficient project solutions. So here are some construct solutions and advisory and consultancy we provide. Third is training and knowledge enablement, where we train teams so that they can effectively use these technologies in real projects. So these are some technology partners. We use these technologies, we use these licenses, Synchro, Bentley Synchro, Plexus, Stat Pro, Cube. These are some of the. This slide highlights. Second. I think my video is stuck, so let me off my camera while I'm sharing my PPT. So this slide highlights some of the organizations and industry partners that GKC Consultants has had the opportunity to work with across different projects and engagements. Over the years, we have collaborated with a wide range of leading infra developers, construction companies, engineering firms, government organizations, and consulting companies. Some of the well-known organizations include Tata Projects, Adani Group, L&T Construction, DLF, KEC International, NBCC, Aircon International, and Sapulji Banerjee. We have also worked with major infra and transportation authorities such as DIAL, Delhi International Airport, Noida International Airports, NCRTC, DIAL, and Chennai Metro, etc. So let me brief about some of the 4D BIM projects that we have delivered successfully. So GKC Consultants has implemented 4D BIM solutions on several large infrastructure projects. For example, we have supported Delhi International Airport for the Terminal 1 expansion project, where we implemented Synchro 4D for construction sequencing and project visualization. Another major project is the Noida International Airport, Jewar Airport, where we worked on 4D and 5D BIM integration. Babita will also showcase the case study for this. And we have also worked on Treasure project in Singapore, which is a high-rise real estate development consisting of 29 residential blocks. In this project, 4D BIM helps teams to visualize construction sequences, logistics planning, and project risk before actual construction begins. So mainly our today's webinar focus on this only, that how 4D BIM is like transforming the airport infrastructure and how it's most important. Our speakers will give you a very fair idea about this. So now look at some real world 4D BIM implementation projects that demonstrate how BIM technologies are being applied in large infra and construction projects. So we have done in Shobha Limited 4D implementation. We have also done Brevid in Bangalore International Airport. Shobha Limited is a another major implementation was carried out focusing on 4D 5D BIM workflows. This included planning, sequencing, quantity takeoffs, resource planning, model management, and construction simulation. The project also involved generating 4D mockups, visual planning outputs, and progress tracking projects. Treasures and Tampines, Singapore. We also contributed to the Treasures and Tampines projects in Singapore where 4D simulation services and BIM VDC support were implemented for high-rise residential development. The focus was on construction project management planning, visual simulations, and digital coordination workflows. We have also supported other infra projects, Chennai Metro, Shapoorji Panaji, Tata Realty, Pune IT Tata Realty, Netaji Nagar Redevelopment Project, NBCC. So these are some of the projects. In addition to 4D BIM, we also worked on 3D BIM modeling projects. For example, we developed 3D BIM models for airport infra projects, including Hubli Airport Project, Treadle Hydroelectric Power Project. These BIM models help in design coordination, class detection, and project visualization before construction starts. These are some project management scheduling projects that GKC has delivered. We have supported organizations in project scheduling and project management using Primavera P6 and Microsoft Project. Some of the projects we have worked with KC, Lanso, EMA, Johnson Live, TC Infra. Our work includes project scheduling, data migration, system implementation, resource planning, project progress tracking. This slide also highlights some of the project management implementations delivered by our organizations, such as GIC, Buma Group, DC Infrastructure, Johnson Lifts, all of this. These are some ongoing projects. We have delivered pre-bid for Bangalore International Airport. So the scope includes Primavera P6, schedule development, pre-bid planning, 4D BIM simulation. And another one is for IKEA, where we have delivered with Glaze Techno and also Johnson Lifts. Yeah, so we also delivered corporate trainings. We don't have a training institute, but we deliver corporate trainings, customized corporate trainings we have some clients also, as you can see, these are some clients where we have successfully delivered corporate trainings. These are clients of our software solutions, as we are authorized channel partner of Bentley Systems. So we have delivered many Bentley products to these organizations. These are some also training clientele. Software solutions we have given. Yeah. So this was all about the GKC, and here are some awards and recognitions we have gained over the years. So yeah, this was a brief overview of GKC consultants and some of the projects we have been involved in across the construction and infra projects. Let's move to the main webinar for which you guys are waiting for. Sorry if I have taken much time of yours. Yeah. So it is now my privilege to introduce our first speaker, Mr. Jitendra Shukla, AGM BIM expert at Nippon Koi India Private Limited. He brings more than 18 years of experience in BIM and digital delivery across airports, metro systems, and infrastructure projects. His expertise includes ISO 19650 CD, 45D BIM workflows, BIM automation, and digital transformation initiatives. Now I would like to invite Mr. Jitendra Shukla to take the session forward. It's up to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Anjali. It's my serendipity to have this webinar. Guys, I won't take much time. Already we have crossed the limit. So just do confirm anyone if you can view my screen.
Hi, Jitendra sir, it's Shubham here.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. So already we are talking about the 4D BIM here, but before 4D, I'm not going to explain myself. Already Anjali C has explained regarding, but I have versatile experience into both vertical as well as infrastructure linear projects. So already we have done wonderful project, as Anjali mentioned, regarding Jawhar International Airport, and currently we are working on the Adani Airport. Now we're talking about here 4D BIM here. Why the 4D BIM? The purpose is here 4D BIM because there are different definitions on the regarding BIM. Already we know 0D, 1D, 1.5D, 2D, 3D, 4D, 5D, 6D, 7D, 8D. But the main purpose is what is the purpose of 4D? As the BIM guy, we work for all the stakeholders, including the designers, external consultant, our client, other tech vendors, contractors, subcontractors, and the like PMO team, the project management team, the quantity QS team. So once we finish our model in the form of LOD 300, after getting a 3D modeling, after getting the coordination complete with zero precision, with no zero clashes, then we move to this 4D beam, which is called 4D is called nothing is fourth dimension. So how 4D beam journey we can move in the current project, the airport, because we have like multiple projects. We have metro buildings, but why we are considering metro and this airport? Still, there are some ambiguity. There are some constraint where people are struggling nowadays. There are lots of tech vendors in the market. They want to sell their product, but we are not confirm which tech vendor is good and which application is good for us, and whom we have to trust, and how far it is good for us, with costing wise and the resources wise, because the finding the right resources in the market is tedious job. Everybody says yes, I'm BIM champion, but while having both hand on the deck on the table, then we understand okay how much knowledge this guy is having. So first already we're talking about here what are the like issues and the fundamentals and how we're going to execute the project. The example is very simple. Once we get the 3D model which is matured with all this coordination, and what we do, because my purpose is here, or I'm planning this project for the project management team, how my project will look after 1 week. What would be the progress? And what are the like milestones? And what are the my like base plan? So these are the critical aspects where we understand under 4D beam, because actually what we are planning this is different, and what is the actual start date when we have to start. And as per as our model, is my modeling concept is ahead with the site construction or not, at least 1 week or 2 weeks, or my site is going to be progress and my model is going to be back. This is behind. So like these are like activity where we have all the data as already we know beam information modeling BIM, the main information we need to integrate into the model, all with all the attributes with all the parameters which you can understand here: start date, end date, resource allocation, who are the resource, activity ID, WBS code, likewise. So why the airport projects are very unique and prominent. In area discipline or area project, if you see, there is no anyone who can work. I cannot say I'm architect or as a civil engineer, I will work on the particular project. There is a collaboration approach. There are multiple stakeholders who are engaged into the project. They can be architect, structure, mechanical, electrical, plumbing, firefighting, IT, ICT, urban designer, planner, QS, quantity, contractor, subcontractor, of course, the owner whom we are going to hand over. So like we have multiple like areas in airport already you are aware, most of the guy, the runway, apron area, taxiway area, and how these utilities are going to be happen on the site, how we can identify how much time it will going to finish this activity. Because I will not go complete part into the software because my next colleague he will explain you this one. And here while doing a planning, we can mitigate the issues which we are seeing and which we see where are the delay analysis, where we are getting the delay and what are the reason for this. And of course, in every project, there are some challenges, and those challenges it depend how we are going to mitigate and what are the like root cause regarding this. So while we're talking about the airport project, definitely the main cause which we understand the communication, miscommunication, which is a very critical part of any project. Sometimes we are not communicating in a proper way, and or might be the IPD process. So all the stakeholders they are not coming aligned into the first meeting. Might be they are jumping after once the phase has been completed, so they are not aware what is the scope and time of the project. So in any one project, the engagement of stakeholders who are associated with the project, it is very critical, it is very crucial. They must be aligned. They must understand the scope and the time of the project. And what are the information and who is the right person and what is the right format I can achieve. Either it can be open beam or either it can be closed beam. Definitely, what is 4D beam? 4D beam nothing like already we have discussed. Once my 3D model, which is having all the information as per the LOD or as per the LOI information, geometrical information, then we will go to the scheduling part. And now scheduling, there are lots of applications are there, but which already I have understand market as per my experience. The best part which I have found, the Bentley system, which is called the Synchro Pro, where you can find the dynamic classes, you can find out root causes, you can integrate multiple application with this Synchro. You must be having XML file, CSV file, or MSP, or the Primavera file. These are the critical files. And those information, it doesn't mean after completing my model, now I'm going to move to the schedule. But this planning has to be start from the beginning of the project. When the planning team person, they have to work closely with the BIM team. So what are the information they are looking for in the future? So those information can be integrated to avoid the delay. And definitely, if you're going move for the beam, we are doing a modeling, then designing already doing, and how we're going to deliver. So what are like main steps we have? Already we model as per the information attributes and the schedule. And schedule it could be depend on the what are the level 1, level 2, or level 3, or level 5, how much detail you have. But this is as per the requirement of the client. And now the mechanism and the operating system, how we are going to link this model. What is the best strategy? So I can get all the simulation of the model. I can understand my plan, what could be after 1 week, what is my achievement, where I would be. And we are working for the site, definitely. But a model, the schedule, we are working for a site with there, so it can be executed, so they can understand. And this is not like completely, I'm talking about the planning person, but the person, the contractor, the subcontractor, even the owner, they can comprehend here how much time we are going to complete this task or this activity. So we can control and we can monitor the progress of the project. So this is, if you can say, this is a photograph or picture of wonderful airport, Noida International Airport. The different phase, all the persons, they have come together, they work together, phase wise. We start from the briefing, then earthworks, a structure part, then likewise other discipline. And now question comes here, why we have to go 4D? Still market in the market, the guys, they are struggling till 3D. But modeling, after modeling, what I had to do? Can I see? Can I get the best ROI? Can I see the progress? What could be the impact of this, my building, my component, my element? Am I losing something? Is it going to be any cost impact? What would be my budget? Am I aligned with my budget? So these are the like challenges. This is very humongous challenges, which is critical to identify. But having such application like Synchro Pro, then and how we integrate those information into the modeling, then we can identify and we can see what are the main planning and for who are the main aspects of the project. Even the Adani for the land side area and as well as air side area, this is a requirement of the client, so you can comprehend here what is the importance of fourth dimension. So that can be used under phase of construction, operational, and continuity of the business outcome. So definitely live airport environment, you can see here, there are lots of components. It doesn't mean only the few components I can think, I can simulation, I can find how this activity is going to perform and how much time it will take. So definitely as per schedule, as per the level, what the details we have done, we can do the planning and we can get the best ROI using right format into the right direction with the right person in the right format and definitely into the right time. So already we have discussed the engagement of all the stakeholders. So we can come on the same page as a local language or as a simple language we can understand. So everybody can understand from briefing to hand over to the client. So this is completely called as integrated project delivery project, it doesn't mean one person can work on the isolation mode and he can share or she can share their drawings and they simply ask, okay, I have done my part. No. All person they will come together and as per the requirement, we need to work. Yes, we are working for site for the simulation after community model for the BQ purpose or for tender purpose. Now we are going for the site execution. Even you can have 2-week plan, your monthly plan you have, or daily execution you want. How many like facade? You're talking about the facade. How many panels I can place on in a day? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you can see and how much time it take. Those things. So see, at least even the government has mandate all of the project has to be used as a BIM. So you can identify daily execution, how you're going to do, and your progress. You can monitor your progress here. Definitely, we know the planning engineer, what was my plan and how much I achieved, what is my actual, because sometimes it happens what I have planned or planning team have planned, there are some triggers, there are some trigger events are there. So we need to understand and how these trigger events we can mitigate while working in the planning. Because we can think, okay, this is my plan for 2 weeks or 3 weeks. But are we smooth? Are we streamlined? If not, what are the risks? And those risks, how I try to overcome on this. What are the like parameters and the constants there. The benefit, we know, faster approval, and we can deliver definitely confidence. We know everything, pros and cons of the project, better safety planning, health planning, period planning. Of course, in nutshell, we can reduce the rework 40 to 50% at least in the beginning. But as you are progressing, definitely you can achieve 0% precision. I cannot say 99%, 0% you can achieve without having any issues. Already we have discussed regarding activity ID, WBS codes. All this information must be integrated into the model. It doesn't mean on the other hand, site team is working on different mode, planning team is working on the different mode, and BIM team they are working on the different mode, and designer team they are working on the different mode. They have to come together for the outcome. If planning team required, they have to go to the modeling team, the designer team. They need to understand, or either the modeling team, the person they have as a kickoff meeting, or they must be having as a project coordination meeting in a weekly or bi-weekly meeting, so they can understand. And without coordination and communication, that's not possible, and which is very critical. So these are the takeaways, if you can say. 4D beam connects design definitely with the time schedule. Already we have discussed, and how we are going to control and deliver with the animation. It doesn't mean animation in a single shot. How the construction is going to happen on a site as per the time, schedule, resources, allocation, how much time project manager, the project engineer, the resource they were allocated, and how much time they devoted, and how much activity we have, accomplished, 25%, 50%, or 75%, likewise. So thank you. This was regarding with challenges and how we are working in the airport. And
Thank
of
you,
course,
Mr. Jitendra.
thank you, Anjali. Thank you.
Yeah.
Over to you. Yeah.
Sorry for this. Please carry on.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. So thank you so much for such an insightful session. It was a truly very good presentation. I hope everyone get benefited of this. Your examples also added tremendous value to this session. So let's move forward to our next speaker. Yeah. So next we have Mr. Shubhamoy Kundu, application engineer at Bentley Systems. He specializes in Synchro 4D and digital construction workflows with experience in infrastructure technologies, including open roads, open buildings, and microstation. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Shubhamoy Kundu to continue the session and share some insightful examples with us.
Hi, thank you. Let me just share my screen. Is, uh, is, I have shared my screen. Can someone please confirm whether it is visible?
Yes, Subhamaya. Okay.
Thank you, sir. So, once again, I welcome you all to today's webinar. My name is Shubhamoy Kundu. I'm an application engineer from Bentley. Today we will be discussing on Synchro 4D as an airport delivery tool. All of you have already gone through the session. Mr. Jitendra sir have just shared a little bit early, so he has clearly defined what 4D can be and how it can be beneficial for airport delivery. So during this session, I'll be discussing and I'll be going to unfold and see how Synchro 4D will help you to deliver the airport infrastructure in time and in proper manner. So first thing first, points of friction in airport design. So we have to find out what can be the hold on a second, just give me a moment. Issue with my PowerPoint slow, so I have reshared my screen. Is it visible? Can someone please confirm?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay, thank you, sir. So as I was saying that we are going to unfold and see how Synchro 4D will help you to deliver in airport infrastructure. So this brings us to the most important question, like what are the commonly faced issues in a large project like airport design? We see that in large project like airport, lot of complex system, multiple stakeholders, contractors from different disciplines come together to complete a very tight time-bound project. They are also dependent on one another along with a safe and precise execution of every task. So we do need proper sequencing and alignment of task activities. Otherwise, we will be facing with delay in time, overshooting the estimated cost and hampering in overall project completion. Some of the common issues which are found in large projects like airport are as follows. Firstly, large projects do have large number of interconnected data involving multiple disciplines and activities. Managing these tasks require clear visibility of both schedule logic and physical construction progress. Secondly, parallel construction zone makes life difficult for project team. While parallel execution accelerates delivery timeline, it also introduces special constraints, shared access routes, and eventually safety challenges. So every team must be aware of operational risks, clash area, logistic paths to avoid those kind of risks. Then involvement of multiple contractors and subcontractors from different disciplines makes coordination between them a critical and difficult job. Missing the coordination will easily lead to a conflict and inefficiency, which will in turn make the project much more difficult. Tight commissioning timeline can make navigation tough, so there is little room for error. Effective sequence and visualization of possible clashes keep the project momentum to timely delivery of the project. Tagging and creating a digital list and path of assets and services will be helpful for the post-delivery teams to maintain and follow up with the scheduled services smoothly. The use of BIM in large projects help manage this complexity by integrating data across the disciplines. However, traditional methods often relies on separate drawings and schedules, which in turn leads to misalignment, logistical conflicts, unnecessary complexity, and that eventually delays the project. Keeping this in mind, let us try to understand why it is important to incorporate 4D planning in large projects like airport. Advanced planning through 4D BIM enables project team to simulate the consequences, the construction sequences before the actualization of the construction. By visualizing how the activity will unfold over time, teams can understand easily the task dependencies and potential conflicts well early in the planning stage. This proactive approach improves coordination among the stakeholders and significantly reduces the uncertainties during the constructions. Let us understand what is 4D BIM. 4D BIM is 3D design model along with time related information to create a virtual construction simulation or sequence. It gives you an idea how the construction will unfold over time. You can say it is actually a digital rehearsal of the whole process. In pre-construction stage, 4D construction sequence acts as a digital rehearsal of the whole project. This helps the different teams to plan visually and collaboratively. They can identify the potential bottlenecks which would have been very difficult to find just by starting a task list or just by looking at the Gantt chart. Also, as all the stakeholders may not be able to read or interpret the Gantt chart properly, so having a visual medium to communicate or explain the same is really helpful. So incorporating 4D BIM in your project and making it a 4D reliant planning approach do have several benefits. I am trying to mention a few important of those. To start with, 4D enabled project teams can have better coordination, have improved communication, and make more informed decisions among the project lifecycle. A digital rehearsal of the construction process can help to identify risk and critical issues so that they can be mitigated by taking preemptive measures than going into firefighting mode during the construction process. You can keep track of your project updates and their impact on the overall schedule. You are able to find out best suitable approach for your project by creating what if scenario. This will help you to assess the feasibility of execution and the impact on both time and cost of the project. 4D immediately increases the predictability and profitability of the project, and by helping you to finish the same within budget and within time. Synchro as a solution can help you to achieve all of those. So this brings me to Synchro. Synchro is Bentley's digital construction delivery solution, which can handle schedules, quantities, progress data of the project with comprehensive engineering information. This empowered teams to achieve a better project visibility, program validation, and risk reduction throughout the project lifecycle. To develop a 4D modeling workflow, we do need two components. First and foremost, we need the 3D model and the schedule or the time information. Model elements or group of elements are driven by activities or tasks identified within a construction schedule and linked to resources and to their costs. Like I mentioned earlier, 4D manage time, resources, and the design model. Synchro is now integrated with Bentley cloud environment. So to start with, we need to create a project first in Bentley Infrastructure Cloud. Design files can come from Bentley design applications like Open Buildings Designer, Open Roads Designer, and many more, or any other external design applications like Revit, Civil 3D, etc. There is a specific connector available for each of those file types within the iModel Manager within Bentley Infrastructure Cloud or BIC, which will create a federated 3D iModel that will become the source of downstream 4D and 5D workflow. Once the iModel is created, you can open the same in Synchro 4D Pro, which is a desktop application to further work with your schedule and then proceed with the 4D model generation. Yes, if you wish not to connect to cloud, you can open any standalone project which is not uploaded in BIC in our desktop application. As far as 3D models are concerned, Synchro 4D Pro can support overall almost 50 types of file formats. Let us move to learn key benefits of using Synchro 4D in your airport project. 4D sequencing effectively increases stakeholder collaboration by enabling the following. Firstly, I'd mention that faster understanding of the schedule for non-technical stakeholders. Secondly, clear visualization of important milestones and major dependencies. And finally, improved coordination between design, operation, construction teams and all other stakeholders. Continuing with scheduling aspect, Synchro is capable of bringing schedules from other planning tools. However, I must mention that, which is actually a very important point, that Synchro has its own CPM engine. So it is an independent planning tool. It is possible to generate a schedule from scratch only inside Synchro 4D Pro. As it is has like a CPM engine, so it also gives you flexibility to modify the imported schedule within Synchro. So you can easily bring in an high level schedule and add or modify further details inside Synchro. For this, you do not need to necessarily go back to the original scheduling or authoring tools. These modifications can be easily pushed back to the original scheduling software to make sure that the schedule that is being used in either of these tools are in sync. Synchro has got very powerful filtering capabilities, both for the schedule as well as the 3D model. So you can use the task filters to isolate the activities in your look ahead planning. Say you want to create a task filter for 2 weeks look ahead. You can add those values in the filters and those will isolate the task activities which would be conducted in next 2 weeks. And then the same thing can be reflected in the 3D model as well. In the schedule, only the task available for next 2 weeks will be visible. And then if you need to, you can color code the kind of highlight those activities or the part of the 3D model which will be due for construction in the next 2 weeks, for which you have created the look ahead filter. So you will have the task list and the 3D model side by side, showing or highlighting only the parts due for construction in next 2 weeks. Coming to logistic planning. Using Synchro 4D Pro, you can create your site logistic planning. You can get clear ideas about where to store construction material, heavy machinery movement path, critical staging activities as part of your digital rehearsal. Sharing the same with different stakeholders or contractors effectively communicate the sequence and safety measurements that need to be followed in the site. So this can be a part of your toolbox meeting. With Synchro license, it provides you an extensive library of equipment that you can bring in and animate using the tools which are there inside Synchro 4D Pro. But if there is a specific equipment requirement, you can always bring in any equipment in a compatible format. Basically, any 3D model item can be used as an equipment. Another important feature of Synchro is it is able to do clash coordination. You can have clash coordination for item or fixtures, workspace, logistics, path, etc. All you need to do is define the 3D item on which you need to check or run the test. Once done, a new window will appear with the list of clashes that is happening in those particular 3D items. So you can check the list of the clashes and decide what kind of changes you need to do in your schedule to avoid the same. If necessary, you can also take some other steps to avoid those clashes. Just by looking at the Gantt chart, it will be very much difficult to find out. But by looking at the visual representations helps you to find these types of issues early, and in turn it helps you by reducing the rework or issues at the site while construction is going on, and you can finish the project within stipulated time. In continuation to earlier example, we will be discussing about schedule sequence. So you are already aware that Synchro has its own CPM engine. So if you want, you can make the required changes in the schedules without breaking the linkages. If you want, you can create a new task or create a new dependent task, maybe parent-child dependency within Synchro. Now, in this example, if we do change the time of the few activities by delaying it for 1 day and reschedule it, the linkages will be still there, and once we run the animation, we can see that there are no workspace overlapping with one another. Like I mentioned earlier, if required, we can sync the updated schedule by exporting it to desired external scheduling software. So using BIM data and auto matching option inside Synchro Pro, and using the auto matching option, we can create a rule. Across generally, my suggestion would be also to create a rule for smaller subset of 3D model as well as schedule using only the selected resources and selected task. Then we need to define the attribute that is common between the task and the resources, make sure that the value is exact match, or it can be a substream of other corresponding attribute and so on. And using it, when we run the rule, we do not have to manually link each and every 3D object with the activity in the schedule. The auto matching rule will ensure that these automation links are taking place without you having to link each and every single item manually. So this can save a lot of manual hours, and obviously it will be a huge saving in time. But it essentially depends on the amount of relevant data that is present in the schedule as well as in the 3D model. And we have to make sure that there is a sense of commonality between the line items in the schedules and the data that which is there as a resource attribute. Let us discuss about another unique feature of Synchro, which is known as plan versus actual capabilities. Synchro is capable enough to handle multiple baselines. You are able to bring in the baselines from pre-construction stage in one 3D window with the initial plan schedule, and in the second window with the actual schedule. Then have the visual and graphical representation of the plan versus actual, and thereby you can understand the delays quite easily over here. Just by looking at the comparison between the original plan schedule and the one which is ultimately getting scheduled in the actualized in the site, it gives you an idea of the performance of your initial plan. You can also use the same feature in pre-construction stage to compare between multiple possibilities of baseline and find out which is best suitable for your particular project. The what if scenario to find out the best path for your project. Let me show you a glimpse of Bentley Infrastructure Cloud. Earlier I mentioned that Synchro is basically a part of BIC or Bentley Infrastructure Cloud. You can get the license of BIC with Synchro 4D. This is the interface of Bentley Infrastructure Cloud. You have the maps view and you can view all your project within the map location. If you want, you can switch the model so that you can see the same from the map location as well. Then come the default grid view where you can see all your project, and once you go inside a particular project, you see all the related documents or data inside. You can see the document repository where you can keep all your project related data. In the schedule window, you can visualize the 4D eye model, which means you can actually see the entire 4D construction sequence just from the website without the needing of an application. You do not need to install any application. All you need is an active internet connection and an internet browser to use the same. Other than various model reviewing tools, you will also have access to the digital forms to raise RFI, to exchange information between the stakeholders. The issues raised from site are also available here. Another important feature is these RFIs can be assigned to a person and then that user will be automatically notified. You can also select a target completion date for the same. Once completed, it can be returned to the originating person along with an automatic notification. So having the model with you while resolving the digital RFI is actually a very big benefit. You can host all your project related data like construction models, I models, PDF files and other required documents in your cloud environment. Next, let me tell you a bit of BIC mobile app. It can be accessed from any mobile handheld devices like phone, pad, etc. This can be used for inspection purpose. You can take as-built pictures from construction site and associate it with the proper design area. The good thing is we often face internet issue in sites. So keeping that in mind, Synchro BIC mobile app has been developed in such a way so that it can also be used in offline mode. You can download the required files or models and work on it from the construction zone itself and later sync the same once you are back in the network connectivity area. Mostly it can be used to track progress of the site conditions by updating the required information like current site progress update, resource status update, and then syncing the same with the 4D Pro model file, and eventually the task status is updated. There are customizable forms using which you can share your feedback information. Need to keep one thing in mind, that to achieve this you need to host your project in the cloud. Now we have seen most of the important benefits and functionalities of the Synchro. Let me try to sum up some of the usage of Synchro 4D in the entire life cycle of your project. Let me start with the tender stage. In the tender stage, time is very limited and conveying the end user with only Gantt chart and drawings might not be sufficient. So the tender stage animation can be very helpful to convey the project narrative in a short span of time. Also, compiling animations can help you in winning bids. You can have clear vision of the project execution. You can have efficient scheduling and logistic planning. Using Synchro, you can have improved collaboration and obviously improved predictability and profitability. Now let's focus to pre-construction and construction stages and try and identify the benefits which you can get from the Synchro. Starting with plan refinement, so this helps us to preemptively optimize the schedules. Next comes baseline simulation. Also, we can take preemptive steps to avoid rework by finding out the possible clashes. We can perform digital rehearsal of the critical activities to avoid the same in real construction time. Planning of logistic movement, storage and accessibility will help us in unnecessary delay. Plan versus actual comparison helps you to take the project progress data. Using all if these features, Synchro can help you to minimize the community impact. Now let us see some of the real life cases where Synchro has been used as a solution in the airport projects. This is an example of DFW airport extension project at Texas, USA. So how Synchro helped in this project? Synchro helped the project team a more interdependent, holistic approach to project delivery that considers the whole program of construction works instead of using traditional fragmented construction methods based on a singular project perspective, resulting in efficiencies. Team implemented a campus-wide 4D construction management program for enhanced visualization and construction schedule and its operational impact. Synchro saved 50% project review time alone in this project, and Synchro provided a collaborative work environment that helped the team to proactively resolve conflicts, improve design decision makings, and mitigate the risks. This is an example of creation of new arrival facility at SeaTac Airport in Seattle, in USA. So team was looking to place a new elevated pedestrian bridge in active airport without creating an hindrances to day-to-day job. The main construction partner was Clark Construction Group LLC. The team linked the construction schedule to a 3D model to create a fully visualized construction digital twin in Synchro. It allowed the team to simulate every step of the transport and installation virtually before executing it in the real world. Synchro enabled the team to execute the move flawlessly on a rainy night, achieving final placement within just 3/8 of an inch with zero operational disruption in an active and live airport. This is an example of expansion of Guangzhou International Airport in Guangzhou City, China. With a budget over approximately 7.4 billion USD, it is the largest reconstruction and expansion project in the history of Chinese civil aviation. So how is Synchro helping them? Coordinating 20 different engineering disciplines, 35 participating units, and over 300 on-site personnel, all while the airport remained fully operational and air traffic was not suspended. Construction teams often had to work under and around active runway, which was practiced digitally by Synchro. By using 3D models and 4D timelines, the team caught and resolved around 3,200 design and special classes virtually before they caused the issues on site, which in turn saved nearly 10.8 million US dollar. Simulating the complex section in Synchro 4D improved construction efficiency by 35%, effectively shortening the massive project schedule by 33 days and reducing the coordination delays by 97 days. Using Synchro 4D, the team simulated the construction of highly complex architectural nodes and in irregularly shaped sections before a single shovel hit in the ground. Let me tell you about some of the recent airport projects in India where Synchro has been incorporated as a solution. They are as follows, like Bagdogra Airport, Varanasi Airport, Navi Mumbai International Airport, Noida International Airport, New Delhi International Airport. With this, I'm coming to an end of my presentation. I will hand it over to Anjali once again. I believe Babita will be discussing in one or more of these topics of currently doing Synchro. Thank you all once again for joining the session. Thank you. And that's all from my side. Anjali, over to you.
Thank you, Shubhamay, for such a highly informative session. It was truly informative session I can ever seen because you have already explained synchro benefits, how it's integrated to BIC also, some very informative case studies. So I think every attendee should have must knowledge. So let's move forward to our next speaker, Bhavita. So yeah, our next speaker is Ms. Babita Chandelwal, 4D BIM specialist at GKC Consultants. Her expertise includes 4D BIM implementation, construction sequencing, project coordination, and digital planning workflows using Synchro 4D. So now I would like to invite Ms. Babita also to continue the session. So yeah, Babita, up to you.
Thank you, Anjali.
Babita, your voice is not audible. Please unmute your mic.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. So, good evening to all of you. And thank you so much, Jitendra sir and Subhamoy sir, for the insightful presentations on 4D. So, as Jitendra sir and Subhamoy sir told about the 4D and its benefits, so I will not repeat that part. I simply go with my case study for the Noida International Airport. So today I'm going to present a real project case study of Noida International Airport, where we implemented 4D and 5D BIM for the better planning, monitoring, and the project control. And how can we help in the improving project delivery with the 4D and 5D BIM implementations? So there is our role in the Noida International Airport, where GKC Consultant partnered with the Tata Projects Limited to deliver a specialized 4D and 5D BIM workflow for the large greenfield project. So our objective was to integrate the Synchro 4D with the Primavera and the 3D models to create a connected digital construction workflow. Through this implementation, the project team was able to monitor the construction progress more efficiently, improve the visualization, and track the cost and resource management. So the use of 4D 5D BIM helps in this project to stakeholders to gain the better visibility into the project execution part and identify the delays early the project, and to make the fast decision making in the project. So this project demonstrate how the digital technology can enhance the planning, monitoring, and overall project control for the execution and the complex infrastructure of development. So before moving on the workflow, let me quickly give the quick project background. So this is the Noida International Airport Phase 1. We're one of the biggest upcoming greenfield airport in India. And this is developed by the Yamuna International Airport Private Limited. The construction work is being handled by the Tata Projects Limited, and where GKC Consultant is working as a 4D BIM consultant here. The airport project is located in Zevar, Gautam Buddha Nagar, Uttar Pradesh. And in phase 1, we'll handle around the 12 million passenger per annum, or in future it will expand up to the 70 million passengers annually. So currently it's include the one runway, one terminal building, and all relevant infrastructure. So this is since a very complex and large project, we're using the 4D and 5D BIM. It is very important for better planning, coordination, and tracking the progress of the project. So here is the role and scope of the GKC in this project. So under the development and integration, we first install and configure the Synchro 4D at the site. Then we coordinate with the planning team and the designing team to collect the data of schedule and 3D models and integrate and imported them in Synchro 4D. So which help us to create a single platform where the planning team and the designing team were connected. And next, under the 4D and 5D BIM development, we divided the 3D model into the small work packages where based on the project schedule. And then we linked the model with the elements present in the schedules and for the create and sequence of construction project. We also track the plan versus actual progress to generate a visual simulation, making such easier to understand with the stakeholders. After that, the resource and quantity management we have handled. We use the 5D BIM for resource planning and quantity tracking. This help our team to accurate cost estimation and cost recyclation and the risk management part. Our team will also support the project estimation and safety mockups, which help the planning team very efficiently and very safely. And we also developed the look ahead plans, which help the team to finalize the delays and the upcoming activities to avoid any delays in this project. After this, the visualization and reporting. To show the construction sequence and site logistic, we use the visualization and reporting part for the 4D and 5D BIM. This helps our team to easily understand how the project will be executed in step by step. And we also use the color coding to show the plan versus actual and the status of the delay activities in the project site and easily track the progress of the project. In the collaboration and support, we also use the 4D for regular site visit and collecting the data from the site and integrate in Synchro with. So this is the workflow that how we implement the 4D and 5D BIM part in the Zevar airport. So firstly, we collect the data from the site, such as drone images, site photos, and delay progress report from the site to accurate inputs. Next, we bring the details and the data in the Primavera schedule and connect with them with the 3D model in the Synchro 4D. After that, we divide the model into the small packages and link the each activities with the model in the Synchro 4D. After that, we convert the models into the 4D simulation and showing the construction sequence over the time. We also compare the plan versus actual using the color coding, which gives us the clean visualization and understanding of the delay and the progress of the project. Next is the resource and risk analyzing. This is in this simulation, we identify the project risk, delay, and the resource gaps. This allows the team to optimize manpower, material, and planning strategies in advance. After that, we follow the reporting part. In this, we generate interactive and visual reports in the Synchro cloud. And this is help the stakeholders in quickly decision making and better communication to overall project control. So this is the key results and outcomes that we achieved in the project using the 4D and 5D BIM. So we achieve the better schedule visualization and controlling on the project by integrating the schedule and Primavera and finding the plan versus actual, which help us the tracking critical paths and more efficiently. Then we enhance the construction planning. In this, team plan sequence in advance and identify the clashes and optimize the execution method before any clashes. Easy risk and delay identification. We had better progressing monitoring, regular tracking, and model-based updates made reporting more transparent and reliable to all stakeholders. After that, efficiency, resource, and cost tracking. We also tracking the cost and the resource that we applied on the site. After the better progress monitoring, we use the 4D, that we also achieve efficiency, resource, and cost tracking for the better quantity estimation, manpower planning, and cost control. Then the visual simulation made it easy for everyone. So we use the 4D for the better communication with the site team also. After that, there was a reduced rework and coordination issue with the site team. So we use the cloud and field app to communicate with the client, with the site team and the office team. And this is also good for faster decision making in the project team. After that, this reduce the manual efforts and ensure the consistent and accurate project updates from the site. So overall of these results and outcome, the benefits results in higher project execution efficiency and improve the collaboration, productivity, and the confidence in delivery to such as large complex airport projects. And we also have worked with many airport projects like Mumbai Airport with Adani, in Delhi International Airport with L&T, Hubli Airport with Prism, and the Noida International Airport with Tata Projects Limited. So that's all from my side. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Babita. Thank you for such an informative session and for sharing your case study. So here we can conclude. If the participants have any questions, now you can ask because all the speakers have done their presentation. So if you have any questions from any of the speakers, they'll answer. Please drop your questions in the chat box.